So you're probably wondering how to become a popular podcaster. Well, let me explain a little bit to you first. I'm Keith Rao. I'm host of the trumpedup podcast. We are growing quickly and we're gaining many supporters, and our growth has been steady over the last year. We're becoming one of the most popular political podcasts out there. First thing you're going to need to do is come up with a bright idea. You need to make your podcast about something you have knowledge about. No one is going to listen to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. I chose politics, but you can choose any topic you would like. Then choose a name for your show. Now that you have a name and a concept for your show, you're probably wondering where to host your podcast. Well, when I first decided to do a podcast, I did what most people would do. I performed a Google search and researched my options like cost and distribution and monetization. When I made my choice, I chose Anchor because it was free. They distribute my podcast automatically across various podcasting platforms, but not all of them, and I was able to monetize my podcast. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Once you have chosen a podcasting host, you're going to need to prepare to record your first episode. Then you must decide if the episode will be a trailer or a full episode. Next, you're going to want to write a script. Try to keep your first episode short. Get people hooked, but leave them wanting more. Once you have a script, you're ready to record your first episode. Once you have recorded your episode and you post it to your podcast page, it will come up in a list under also other places where they can listen. And as you can see under the trumped up, there's a link for support or for your listeners to send you voice messages, which they can do anonymously. There's also links to connect to your social media accounts. You're going to have to market your podcast. People won't magically find your podcast. You have to find listeners and promote your podcast to them. The easiest way to do this is create matching social media pages with the same name as your podcast. My podcast is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube. Comment on relative posts with a link to your podcast. I do this as my Facebook page. If you want to automatically post your podcast to YouTube, you're going to have to sign up with Spreaker. You simply import your RSS feed from your original podcast host, and it'll be imported to Spreaker, and then in your settings, set it to automatically post to YouTube by connecting to your YouTube page. This also gives you the opportunity to sign up with several other podcast hosts to be distributed. Once you have created a Facebook page, you'll be able to comment and post as your Facebook page. I will explain that process in a moment. Having a Facebook page allows you to buy paid ads to promote your podcast as well. It also gives you the ability to invite your friends and family to like your podcast and share it with others. It also gives you a place to share links to your podcast and other social media accounts. Now pick a page that is relevant to your podcast. My podcast is political, so I chose President Trump's Facebook page. If you look under his post, there's a picture of my podcast page. Originally, this will show your personal profile picture. If you click the arrow next to it, it will let you choose to post as your Facebook page. Then in the box underneath, make a comment. After making a comment, you will get notifications on your Facebook page that somebody reacted to the post. Click on that and go to the post, and where the reactions are, click on that and then invite them to your podcast page. This should increase your likes to your podcast page on Facebook. I have deemed this term like farming. At this point, you should have the gist of how to create a podcast and how to get people to come and listen to your podcast and to get likes for your Facebook page. Also, create a YouTube channel and invite them there so they can listen to your podcast there. Also, post creative videos and you will get more subscribers. Thank you for listening. I am Keith Rao, host of the trumpedup podcast.